in color, the continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Ryan O'Neill as Rodney Harrington, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Tim O'Connor as Elliot Carson, Christopher Connolly as Norman Harrington, Patricia Morrow as Rita Harrington, James Douglas as Stephen Cord.
Rodney Harrington made many visits to Doctor's Hospital when Allison Mackenzie was near death. Allison's disappearance has remained a complete mystery, but finally it seems a door may have been opened. A girl has been brought to the hospital for medical treatment. A girl who has a bracelet that belonged to Allison.
Hello, Miss Chuck.
Hello.
You remember that girl that Norman and Rita brought in? Is she still here?
Yes, she is Dr. Rossi's treating a girl, but I have no name for her. Is she a friend of yours?
Well, no, she's not, but I would like to talk to her.
I'm sorry, Dr. Rossi left word that she was to have no visitors without his permission. Would you like me to call him?
Miss Cho,
No,
pick up
no,
on
thank
extension 23.
Excuse me. Choke speaking? Yes, the biopsy's on its way. It's negative.
Come in.
Hey, wait a minute. Listen, I just want to talk to you. I'm not good. Hey, wait a minute. I just want to talk to you. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna hurt you. Now listen to me. You don't have to be afraid of me. Rod, get out of here. Go on. All right, pick these things up and get back in bed. He won't be back. It looks like you're gonna have a knot there. Look, Rod, I don't know what this girl's problem is, but going in there asking her a bunch of questions she may not even understand, isn't gonna help the situation. Neither is knocking people's heads off.
Well, if you hadn't gone in there, you wouldn't have your head knocked off.
What's in there anyway? A wild animal?
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh, Doctor, I like your cool. She was willing to tackle Norman. I mean, tackle him. She just about took my head off. What did she do when she saw Allison?
Well, that's what we'd like to know. But first, we have to find out if she saw Allison.
Well, the bracelet.
She could have found it.
Could have, huh?
Look, why don't you go down and have something put on that?
Doctor, let's get the police in on this.
Go get something put on that. Huh?
This can wait.
We can't put her on the rack.
Why not?
Hi, just checking Allison's closet. Oh. This time of year, so much dust collects. I don't know why it should be this time of year. Do you?
Here, here's some coffee for you.
Thanks.
Careful now, it's hot. Well, the baby's finally asleep.
I know. I was just in there.
What were you doing in there anyway, in the closet?
Oh, just straightening it out.
Well, it's an unused closet. Shouldn't need any straightening.
don't know why Mike Rossi won't let you talk to that girl.
Doesn't want anybody bothering her or questioning her right now. For a while, anyway.
How long is a while, Elliot? I want to talk to her myself.
Am I going to have to board up this room? Hmm? Like a room in one of those old Victorian novels that Allison used to read? Is that the only way I can keep you out of here?
I want to see the girl.
Well, maybe a little bit later on when she's better, I can bring her here.
I want to go to the hospital now, today.
All right, listen. If I put the pressure on Mike to let you see the girl, will you stay out of this room? Hmm? Come on, I want your promise.
It's easy to promise.
Your son is crying.
Hello, Betty. May I come in?
Of course.
You can't quite say it, can you? This is a pleasant surprise.
Well, it is a surprise.
But not pleasant. You see, I know that whenever you and Stephen have lunch together, you usually stop by here and pick up the mail for Mrs. Carson. I suppose that sounds as though I've been spying on you. Well, it isn't like that, really. Betty, I want to talk to you. And now that my son's home is closed to me...
I'm terribly sorry, Mrs. Cord.
No. Stephen has a perfect right to do exactly what he is doing. I sometimes think that it was meant to come to this.
Why couldn't you be honest with him? You once said that if the truth came out, Stephen's world would collapse around his ears. Well, it has come out, but nothing's collapsed. Nothing except the little faith that he had left in you. Now, if he has become bitter, it's not because he couldn't stand the truth, but because the people he trusted suppressed and distorted it.
Betty, everything that I did was for one reason, to protect Stephen. Even when I told him I thought there was something between you and Rodney, it was because I honestly misjudged you. I misjudged your motives. I truly thought you were the wrong wife for him. I didn't believe you truly loved him. But you do love him, don't you? Just for himself.
What do you think?
I know you do. And I know that you probably thought that everything I tried to do was purely out of jealousy, but it wasn't like that, I swear. Can you forgive me? I know Stephen can never forgive me.
He might in time.
Oh, no. We both know what he intends to do. I know what he's going to do to me on that witness stand. I'm ready for it. I almost think that I'm grateful that he still cares enough about me to want to hurt me. But what he doesn't understand is how much he's going to hurt himself.
Oh, I'm glad you said that, Mrs. Cord.
You are?
Yes. For a moment, I was beginning to feel sorry for you. But you came in here to use me again, didn't you?
To help Stephen.
Again.
If I have to go on that witness stand, Betty, it could be the end.
You use those words so easily.
Not easily.
You expect me to go to Stephen and tell him not to put you on the stand.
I have to go. I have some shopping. I wonder how you would have coped with it all.
Me?
You. I wonder what you would have done.
Mrs. Cord. Why don't you tell me everything?
I'll tell you one thing. You're not so very different from the way I was when I was your age. I sometimes think that's why Martin Peyton took to you so. Perhaps it's why Stephen fell in love with you. I wonder what you would have done. I wonder what you will do, Mrs. Cord.
obsessed Mr. Carson awaits you, hovering over the hospital like some ghostly spirit.
You hardly look obsessed, and I think you have every right to hover, huh?
Oh, how about it? May I talk with her?
She just woke up.
Oh, she must have slept well.
I think it did her a world of good.
Good, I was counting on that.
For what?
Well, a little later, I mean, when she's ready, well, Connie would like to talk with her, and I think it's a good idea, Mike. There's nothing about Connie that's the least bit aggressive. And once she introduces herself as Allison's mother, wanting only to find out about her daughter...
The girl will explode. I mean, she'll retreat. Back into that protective armor of hers. I just got the, medical report back from the lab.
And?
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to let her go.
Let her go? When?
Tomorrow?
Well, what about her leg?
Well, there's nothing broken. The best thing she could do is be up on it.
Mike, listen, you can't let her go now.
Well, I can't keep her here any longer without any reason.
Well, has anyone called you about her?
Nope.
What about the hospital administration? Have they located any relatives at all?
Not yet.
Well, then how can you release her? She got no place to go.
Elliot, listen, this is a hospital. Come on, I can't. I'm not running a boarding house here.
Well, what about the juvenile authorities?
Well, I notified them of her, but they haven't turned up anything yet. I suppose I'll have to place her with them tomorrow.
That'll mean a foster home, won't it?
Yes, unless she tells me who she is.
Well, someone has to turn up to identify her.
Elliot, she may not be from this county. Maybe not even from the state.
She didn't have anything on her at all, did she?
Nothing was found.
Mike, listen, I can't afford to lose contact with this girl. She's the only link I have to Allison. And I have to find out how she got that bracelet.
Elliot, I promise you I will try and do everything I can to find out what she knows about Allison.
Isn't there any way at all that you can keep her here for a few more days?
No, unless you want me to break her arm or something. She could leave today, you know.
What about sodium pentothal?
What?
The truth serum. You could give her a shot right now, then we could find out.
But there's a federal law against that.
It can't hurt her, Mike. We'll ask the questions that need answering, then we wouldn't have to bother her at all anymore.
No.
Look, Mike.
I can't do it.
Mike, we have to find out what she's hiding. Once you let her go, she's gone.
You're asking me to break the law.
To help me find Allison.
Look, don't put me on the spot. Please, don't put me on the spot.
Now, look, Mike.
I'll call you.
No, Mike.
I'll think it over and call you.
All right, don't bother. I'm sorry I asked.
Look, I know how much this means to you.
I don't want to put you on the spot, friend. You've got your medical ethics.
This has nothing to do with medical ethics. It's more than that. It's the law. And there's a reason behind that law. I have no right to give this girl an injection. I have no right to try and make her talk. Even if by chance she knows something about Allison.
Then what were you going to call me about?